the impact that abortion has had on the Black community. The impact, the lack of potential lives lived that abortion has snuffed out in the Black community. Prophet Jeremiah talks a lot about the womb and about life. In Jeremiah 20, when he was going through his persecution, one of the things that Jeremiah said, in starting at verse 7, "O Lord, you induced me, and I was persuaded. You are stronger than I, and have prevailed. I am in derision daily." And so if you read on down, and you get to the part I want to get to, and this is, keep in mind, Jeremiah feeling sorry for himself. "Cursed be the day in which I was born. Let the day not be blessed in which my mother bore me. Let the man be cursed who brought news to my father, saying, a male child has been born to you, making him very glad." But this is the part I want to focus on. Verse 17, "Because he did not kill me from the womb," talking about his father, or talking about abortion, "that my mother might have been my grave." That my mother might have been my grave. In our country today, there are a lot of mothers who are the graves of children. A lot of mothers who are the graves of their children. Juxtapose that between what a womb should be. A womb should be a safe place. It should be a place of security, a place of peace, a place of comfort. But that womb in America today is a place of fear, a place of uncertainty, a place of hostility, a place of murder. I was recently looking at a study from the National Library of Medicine, the National Institutes of Health, talking about perceiving and addressing the pervasive racial disparity in abortion. Now look at some of these stats that I'm going to show you here, and some of the things that this article describes that is taking place in America today. And the point I want you to focus on is when it comes to the impact that abortion has had on the Black community. The impact, the lack of potential lives lived that abortion has snuffed out in the Black community. That is the part I want us to focus on, because that's the part that is so critical and what is not being spoken of. So when you look at this, you see Black women have been experiencing induced abortions. I'm not talking about babies that die from natural occurrences, from miscarriages. We're talking about induced abortions, meaning that somebody went in and killed the baby. Black women have been experiencing induced abortions at a rate nearly 4 times that of white women for at least 3 decades. 3 decades. You know, ever since Roe v. Wade was passed in 1973, almost 50 years ago, over 20 million Black babies have been murdered. 20 million Black babies. The impact in years of potential life lost has been consequential to the minority community. And yet we have people running around here saying that Black lives matter. We have people saying that, but we know that's not true. Because where's the outcry when it comes to this? Where's the outcry? Black lives do not matter. Because if they did, you would fight against this. You want to talk about Black people, minority people being mistreated in America? This is a sign of racism. Why are Black women having abortions nearly 4 times the rate of white women when we make up less of the population? Why? Think about that. Why? Why is that happening? Unless there's something behind it. And this article goes on to say that while you do have people that want to fight for a woman's ability to choose, but there's no doubt human life begins at conception. Even the Obama administration and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation acknowledged that. They said the critical importance of a child's first 1,000 days after conception. You see that? The critical importance of a child's first 1,000 days after conception. Conception. Not after the first trimester, not after the second trimester, not after the third trimester, after conception. I'm pausing that. The critical importance of a child's first 1,000 days after conception in determining a healthy and productive life trajectory. The critical importance of a child's first 1,000 days after conception in determining a healthy and productive life trajectory. Get that. Even Bill and Melinda Gates, their foundation, acknowledge that life begins at conception. It's just confirming what the Bible has already said. The Bible's talked about life beginning at conception. Before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you. Children are the heritage of the Lord. The fruit of the womb is his reward. We already knew that. We already knew that life begins at conception. We knew that. And here's a bulk of things I want to talk about. Look at this. Look at this stat right here. It talks about how for decades, Black children have not had. We want to talk about equality. Let's have a discussion about equality. Where is the equality for Black children in the womb to survive until birth? Where is that? Where is that? Look at this. The most recent CDC report on abortion states that in 2016, the non-Hispanic Black abortion rate, this Black folks who are not from Latin America, the Caribbean, so on and so forth. So non-Hispanic Black abortion rate, 25.1 abortions per 1,000 women, ages 15 to 44. 25.1 abortions per 1,000 women, age 15 to 44. That's 3.8 times the non-Hispanic white rate of 6.6. And we over here talking about white supremacy. We're over here talking about all these other things. This is an example of true inequality taking place. But where's the outrage? Where's the clamor? Where's the yelling? Where's the screaming? Where's the marching? Where's the protesting when it comes to this? The most basic element of a human being is life. Life is given to us by God. Where is the outcry? Where is it? Even though the abortion rates have declined for 3 decades, the racial disparity in abortion has not decreased. The Black rate declined 29% and the white rate declined 33%, meaning that it actually increased, meaning that abortions in the Black community did not decrease as much as the white community, and they have more women. It's larger. And keep in mind also, this does not even take into account the main states where Black women are aborting their babies. California and New York, Texas, Florida, and Illinois. Think about that. Those 5 states account for fully half of all U.S. abortions and a third of all Black women of childbearing age. So just if you add those states in, I wonder what the rates look like. The disparity between races when it comes to abortion rates is persistent and pervasive. It's been persistent and pervasive ever since abortion was legalized in this country. When you look at it. The Black-white abortion rate disparity between 1990 and 2014 is 3.44. In 1990, it was 3. In 2014, it was 3.64. Look at it. Break that down. So 25.87 women versus 8.63 white women. That's crazy. The abortion rate. Look at the abortion rate. Just look at the rate. The black abortion rate is nearly, pause it. The black abortion rate is nearly 3 times that of white women. Why? And a way to measure the impact of this race-specific abortion rates on the rise and how it's affected us demographically is to calculate the years of potential life. Now, this is what I want to focus on. YPLL, years of potential life loss from abortion, and compared to other causes of death. YPLL is a preferred public health metric for quantifying the social, economic, and demographic loss resulting from premature death. So this is a metric that public health officials use to quantify the social, economic, and demographic loss resulting from premature death. Now look at this. Now, in this example, in this article, they use the state of Pennsylvania, but this can be extrapolated for the entire country. Just look. When you look at this right here, just in Pennsylvania, in 2018, there were 61,011 white deaths that were premature deaths from all causes, and 20,976 black deaths. Abortions were 23.9% of white deaths, 62.7% of black deaths. 62.7% of black deaths were abortion related. And so when they calculated the YPLL, which, as we talked before, YPLL is the years of potential life loss, the metric that health officials use for premature deaths, the impact that it has socially, economically, and demographically. Look at that. The YPLL, total white YPLL in Pennsylvania in 2018 was 1,610,908 years. And white abortions accumulated 866,916 YPL, or 53.8%. But the total black YPLL, which was 955 years, and black abortions accounted for 751,522, or 82.4%. Abortions nearly accounted for 100% of the premature deaths in Pennsylvania in 2018. This is 2018. There were 472 black homicide deaths in Pennsylvania in 2018. That generated 20,964 YPLL. Black abortions represented 28 times more deaths and 36 times as many YPLL as black homicides. That is crazy. But yet, this is not spoken of in the media. This is not spoken of in our black churches. That we're losing potential lives through abortion at an alarming rate. This should be the number one thing to talk about in our churches. This should be something that should be sounding alarms all across our country. The years of potential lives lost to abortion in the black community and the impact that has had on us over the last 3 to 4 decades. But it's not. It's not even whispered in the church. So until we actually start to address this and start to recognize that, number one, it's a sin before God, and number two, it's death, it's murder, period. I don't care what you call it, a right or a choice, it's death. is death in the womb, as Jeremiah said. He was thankful that his mother's womb did not become his grave. Can we say the same for a number of black babies? We can't. We cannot. Those children don't even have the ability to make it here. They're murdered before they even make it here. They're killed before they even make it here. We have to change that. We have to change that. That needs to change, or our community will continue to decline. Until we change that, people will continue to perpetuate the lie. Perpetuate the lie that racism only exists externally or once a child is born. No, you want to know where racism and inequality exist? In the womb. That's where racism and inequality exists, in the womb. So if you want to address racism, if you want to talk about racism or racist policies, address the racist abortion rate and give these children a chance. Stop being a victim. Stop allowing these people to paint you as a victim, because we're not victims. We're empowered for greatness, and it's time for us to turn the womb from a grave into a sanctuary. Thank you so much for liking your comments and subscribing to the channel. Please share this with your friends. Smash that like button. Smash the subscription bell. Share this with everybody you know. We're trying to make sure people understand that they're not victims, that they are empowered for greatness, and all this stuff that's out here that's telling them otherwise is false and will not benefit them in the end. So please, I appreciate that. Share that.